When my wife first told me, "We need a break," I felt like the ground beneath me gave way. We had been together for years, shared a home, memories, and dreams for the future. I couldn't understand why she suddenly needed distance. She gave me a vague explanation about stress and wanting to find herself. I didn't fight her, though inside I was breaking. I trusted her enough to believe she just needed space, even if it tore me apart. During the first week of this so-called break, I tried to keep myself busy. Work, gym, late-night drives. I did everything possible to avoid thinking about her absence. But every time I walked into our half-empty home, the silence screamed louder. I kept telling myself it was temporary, that she'd come back when her mind cleared. That's what love does, it hopes even when it shouldn't. Then I noticed something strange. A mutual friend mentioned that her ex, the one she swore was ancient history, had recently moved back to town. The timing felt like a cruel coincidence. My gut twisted, but I shoved the thought aside. Surely she wouldn't leave me for him. Surely this break wasn't about rekindling an old flame. I held on to that fragile trust, even as doubt gnawed at me. Weeks passed, and communication between us grew cold. My messages got short replies, sometimes none at all. When I asked if she was okay, she'd brush me off with a distant, "I'm fine." It wasn't her voice anymore. It was like speaking to a stranger who had borrowed her face. My chest ached with every unanswered call. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I drove past her sister's house, where she claimed she was staying, but her car wasn't there. Instead, I spotted it parked outside a small apartment complex on the other side of town. My heart pounded as I sat there staring. That's when I saw him, her ex, walking out with her, laughing like nothing else in the world mattered. The sight crushed me. Every doubt I had ignored now turned into reality. She hadn't needed a break to find herself. She needed time to run back into his arms. All those years we built together were discarded like trash. The moment he showed up again, the betrayal burned hotter than fire, and I sat in my car, shaking with anger and grief. The next day I confronted her. She didn't even deny it. She just stood there, eyes cold, and said, "I didn't plan this, but being with him feels right." My knees nearly gave out, hearing the woman I loved dismiss our marriage like it was a mistake. I asked her if all those promises, all those late-night talks about forever meant nothing. She couldn't even look me in the eye. I moved out the same week. The home that once felt safe now felt haunted by her lies. I packed my things while she was with him, leaving behind the wedding pictures and gifts we once cherished. I didn't want reminders of a love that never truly belonged to me. Friends and family called it a blessing in disguise. "At least you found out now," they said, as if timing made betrayal hurt less. But at night, when the silence returned, I couldn't stop replaying everything in my head. Every smile she gave me, every kiss that I thought was mine alone, it all felt poisoned. The worst part was realizing how easily she let go. I struggled to breathe without her, while she seemed to slip back into her old life effortlessly. To her, I was just a chapter. To me, she had been the whole book. That imbalance nearly destroyed me, but slowly something shifted. The pain didn't vanish, but it hardened into clarity. She showed me who she really was, someone who chose comfort in the familiar over loyalty, someone who would rather run backward than move forward. That wasn't the partner I needed, no matter how much I once loved her. I began to rebuild. New routines, new places, even new friendships. It wasn't easy, but each small step away from her was a step back to myself. Betrayal may have broken me, but it also freed me. I no longer lived under the illusion of her love. Looking back now, I realized the break she asked for was just her way of softening the blow. She had already chosen him long before the words left her mouth. As painful as it was, her betrayal gave me the closure I never asked for. And though my heart still carries scars, I know I deserve better than someone who walks away the moment temptation returns.